Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, a while back, someone asked that I show some more beginner-friendly C# content, and I'm perfectly cool with that. Hopefully, you guys are too. I think anyone can benefit from this. Even me, if I have to brush up on some stuff that I typically wouldn't work on or work with, it's still good to practice. So, anyway, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit subscribe. And today we're going to look at creating a logger in C# in our, well, we're going to do it in a console application, but you can actually do it with a bunch of different applications. And you might be asking, why would I want to log? Maybe that is a new question to you. And my answer to that would be, a lot of the times we have applications that run when we're not watching it. Actually, majority of the time they run when we're not watching it. Maybe it's a web app that's running 24/7, right? Or maybe it's a console app that's being called by a scheduled task, and therefore we wouldn't always have eyes on it to see if something goes wrong. And then inevitably something is probably going to go wrong. So what you can do is you can reference the log and you can see, okay, well, what failed or what happened to cause this to fail. And I'm sure you can see how that can be useful, right, when you're trying to debug a production application. So I just want to show you how to make a nice little class in C# that you can call, and you can write to a log file. So what we're going to do for this demo is I'm going to create a nice little console application, and we're going to create that class. So I have Visual Studio pulled up here. Let's go ahead and create a new project, and then I'm going to choose consoleapp.net framework just for this example. And let's go ahead and name it like logger demo. Okay, so create that. And here it is. So the first thing I like to do with any app is to just test it out, make sure everything works. It should, right? But, you know, it's more of my peace of mind. So I'm just going to do a console write hello, and then we can do a console read so we can actually see it before it disappears. So let's start that. Just make sure this compiles. Okay, hello, good. So you can see that looks okay. Hopefully this is zoomed in enough for you guys. And now I'm going to create a class that we can call a method inside of that class to write a log to our log file. So I'm going to, whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing. I'm going to right click on our project. In our case, it's logger demo here. Hover over add, and then at the bottom you'll see class. So we'll click on class, and we're going to add a new class, and I'm just going to call it like logger. Then we'll hit add, and here's our new class. And what I want to do is I want to change this to public static. And the reason I'm changing it to static is because I want it to not be instantiated every time I want to use it. I just want to do logger dot whatever we name our method and call it without having to instantiate it first and create an object. Okay, so before we get to creating the method, something I want to do, and I think is important for you to do as well, and if you don't know about this, know about it, is our app config, or you'll have web.config if it's a web app. Well, it's a configuration file, right? It has all of our different configuration settings that we can change without having to recompile the program. And in our case, I like to keep the path of our log file, where we want to write this log file, as a configurable variable. So what I'm going to do is, in this markup, I'm going to create a tag, or add a tag. I'm not creating it. Adding the app settings, open and close the tags right here. And in this, you can have key value pairs. So the key is going to be like log path, and the value is going to be, I'm just going to put it in like C, and I made a folder actually. Let me show you. On my C drive called temp, and it's blank right now. So C temp, and then we're going to name it log.txt. But you can, put it wherever you want. You can put it in the desktop or in your documents, wherever you think is appropriate. Actually, I think I put this in the wrong place. We need to put this in configuration right here. There we go. It looks better. So right now I'm putting in ctemp log.txt is the name of the log file that's going to be created and written to. And what's nice about this, like I mentioned, you can change this without having to recompile whenever you want to change the path of where it writes to. So let's go back to logger.cs. here I'm going to make a public static void. And this is a method I'm going to call writeLog. And it's going to take in a string, and we're going to name it message. Okay? So in here, I'm just going to create a little variable and call it log path. And this is where we're going to reference our app config to get the log path. And to do that, we need to do, oh, well, actually, let me just configuration manager. I think I spelled that right, but we should get a red squiggly, and then I'll hit control period, and it'll tell me how to fix it. And we want this using system.configuration. And now it turns green. It means it recognizes it. Now we can do app settings. And then it's kind of like a list where we can give it an index of what in the app settings do we want. And we pass in, and the index is, let's go back to app config. The index is log path. That's the key that we gave it. So I'll put that there. All right, and that'll take the value of log path in app.config. So here, let's go ahead and start writing to our log file. So I'm going to do using StreamWriter, and the reason I'm using the using statement is because I want it to automatically delete StreamWriter after we're done. StreamWriter, and I'll just call it writer, and you can see we need to bring in a new namespace. So using system.io, let's do that. That's good. And then equals new StreamWriter, and it's going to take in some parameters. It's going to take in the location of where we're writing to, so it's going to be log path. And then the second one is the one we want, string path, and then bool append. We want to append to the log file. If we didn't, it would just clear out the log file and then write the new statement every time. And we don't want to do that. We want to append to what's already existing. Then here we do writer dot write line and then message. We just write to it the message that we get. That's what you could do. However, I have a different method of how I like my log files to look. I like to give it a timestamp so I can get an idea of when this message was written and when the error occurred when I look at the logs. So what I'll do is I'll do some neat little string interpolation. And here, the first thing I'll put is datetime dot now. And that'll put it in our log message as the very first part of the message. So we can see, okay, when did this error occur? And then inside of this, I'll put message. And now we can get rid of that. All right? So that's all we need to do. I'm pretty sure this is all good now. I don't know why this opened up. I'm pretty sure this is all good. Now we can actually go back to program.cs, and I can show you pretty easily how we can use this. So let's say, well, first let's just call it. So we're going to do logger.writeLog, and then we're going to pass in a string that's going to be our message, and it's going to say, whoa, there was an error. Okay, so let's run that. And it's going to be real quick because it's not doing anything else. It's not going to display anything. And now if we go here, you can see there's just a log.txt. So let's open that, and you can see there's a timestamp, and there's our message. And now the theory is if we run it again, and we open this up, it'll have another timestamp, and it'll append onto the existing log file, which is what we want. We don't want it to erase it every time it runs, because that wouldn't help us out. All right, so I'm going to close this and keep this open. So what you would do in an actual application is you would have a try-catch block, right? And if you don't know how those work, I'll actually probably do a video on that next. So I have a try-catch and then exception EX. This will catch any exception. And you would put your logic and whatever's going to execute inside this try block. And if an exception were to occur, if something were to go wrong, it would then catch it. And then what we would do is we would do logger.writeLog EX, our exception that we caught, and then message. Its message is what we'd write to the log file. So you'd put something here. Let's say somehow it compiled and you tried to divide by 0. It made an exception and then it wrote that. to that. Actually, let's try it. Let's see if it works. So let's do int a is equal to 3 divided by 0. I don't know if it'll let me compile or not. Let's try it. I think it did. So let's go back. No, I don't think it did let me compile. I see a red. Yeah, division by constant 0. All right, but if it were to let you do this, it would then catch the exception right to our log. What happened? So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this useful, and I will see you in the next video.